to get back into the country. I want to thank you so much for joining us here. We have got, let's see, 6 matches on the main card here for you tonight. We're going to try and match it up with the graphics that are on screen. While we wait for that, we have a new #1 contender to the Open the DreamGate Championship. Kaito Ishida has challenged Shun Skywalker to a championship match. He will get that opportunity on March 7th in Osaka. There will be a sort of a preview of that tonight. We have an 8-man tag team match, Masquerade versus RED. It's going to be... I'll wait for the graphic to come up on that. We also have new #1 contenders to the Open the Twin Gate Championship. Masaki Mochizuki, Takashi Yoshida won the one-day tournament back on Sunday at the day-night doubleheader in Fukuoka, defeating the team of Benkei and Shuji Kondo in the finals. Takashi Yoshida will get a chance to get some revenge on RED after they kicked him out last month right here in Tokyo. Okay, we are going to kick things off with a 6-man tag team match. It's going to be the Team Bokutimo of Ryo Saito, Bokutimo Dragon, and Punch Tominaga against the veteran team of Gamma, Don Fujii, Ultimo Dragon. It's going to be the first time Bokutimo and Ultimo are on opposite sides. Our second match is going to be a tag team match. Genki Horiguchi and Kenichiro Arai, 2 Torimon originals. They were here on day 1 against the unique team of Keisuke Okuda and Yosuke Santa Maria. Keisuke Okuda is still the Open the Brave Gate champion. Our third match, the aforementioned 8-man tag, Masquerade versus RED. It's going to be Hip Hop Kikura, Diamante, Kazuma Sakamoto, and Open the DreamGate Championship #1 contender Kaito Ishida against the Masquerade team of La Estrella, Jason Lee, Kotamino Ura, and Open the DreamGate champion Shun Skywalker. Our fourth match is also going to be a preview of an upcoming championship match, as Mochizuki and Yoshida will get a chance. Will get their hands on RED, including one half of the Open the Twin Gate champions, BB Hulk, as he will team with RED leader Eita. Our semifinal, and maybe the reason why most of you folks are watching here tonight, the reunited Natural Vibes will dance together for the first time since getting back and recruiting UT and Taketo Kame. Kame unfortunately suffered a shoulder injury. He will not be here to dance or compete tonight. Kind of hard to dance with your shoulder in a sling, unfortunately. And they will take on the team of Shuji Kondo, Kage Tora, and the returning Benkei. Benkei finally returned to action after the concussion he suffered at the Final Gate 2020. He was ready to go anytime, but he wanted his comeback match to be in Fukuoka, in front of the same crowd. So he is back now and ready to assert his, how did he say it? Assert his power and show that he still belongs in the top echelon of DragonGate. And in tonight's main event, a grudge match, well, going back several months now, it's going to be the RED team of Kai and SB Kento against the team of Yamato and Dragon Kid. As you see, your Dragon Kid on guest commentary at the Japanese table. Dragon Kid had his mask torn completely from his head. Face fully exposed back at the Final Gate in the Torimon versus RED unit disbands match. He has not forgotten or forgiven SB Kento for that. Kento has, well, he's leaned into it. He's taken to carrying around a copy of the weekly pro wrestling magazine that showed Dragon Kid's face for all to see. He said he's going to rip the mask off again and show to the world that Dragon Kid is nothing but a tiny little old man. And of course, Yamato and Kai, this is a... Every month the chapter gets longer in this story. Yamato has still not fully paid back Kai for turning on him in the steel cage match back at Dangerous Gate in September. SB Kento and Kai also interfered back on Sunday in Fukuoka in Yamato and Dragon Kid's first round match in the Open the Twin Gate #1 contender tournament, causing them to be eliminated and basically destroying their chances of getting a shot at the championships. So tensions are going to be high here. elsewhere, let's go back to our, if you missed last month and are surprised at the team of Masaki Mochizuki and Takashi Yoshida. Yoshida was kicked out of RED last month after actually, we don't know now if it was a mistake or not from SB Kento. Cost RED the Open the Triangle Gate Championships. Either way, it was a misfired elbow from SB Kento that led to Yoshida getting pinned. Yoshida was ready to kick SBK out of the group, but the other members had different ideas, and Yoshida was the one that found himself kicked out of the group. And in a stunning reversal of fortune, I guess you could say, Yoshida, who I always used to say that he was someone that was slowly losing touch with his humanity as the months have gone on, but just like that, he snapped right back and looked to a more experienced voice, and that person was Masaki Mochizuki. Asked him, well, for the third time, to teach him pro wrestling from zero. Now, the last two times that happened, Yoshida turned on him very quickly, and I'm not exactly sure if Mochizuki still fully trusts Yoshida or not. Yoshida has been almost suspiciously friendly in his social media posts. If you follow him on Instagram, he is on Instagram Live almost every night, answering questions and generally just being friendly, also posting videos about how much he loves training, cooking, and juicy apples. So it's going to remain to be seen whether Mochizuki can trust Yoshida or not. Either way, they're going to get a chance to get their hands on one half of the Open the Twin Gate champions, BB Hulk. So as the fans are still filing in here tonight, we another early start as the state of emergency here in Tokyo and the surrounding areas has been extended for another month. So that means we will still be complying with the 8 p.m. curfew here in Tokyo. We will do our best to get everyone home safe and sound here on this Friday night. As I pause for pictures. A rare Friday night show here. Also next month's Korakuen Hall show. I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here with this one, but that will also be a 6 p.m. start time, as the state of emergency will go all the way on until March 7th. So tonight's semifinal, as I mentioned before, Natural Vibes comes to Tokyo for the first time. If you missed it, the open auditions, the director's cut of the open auditions are now available here on the DragonGate Network after this show. If you missed it, you can see Don Fujii almost kill himself and Dragon Kid make a fool out of himself. You can go and check it out. It was a heated competition. It ended up being Taketo Kame and UT danced the best and showed the natural vibes. How can I say? The vibes for Natural Vibes, I guess, would be the best way to say this. They were allowed to join. Punch Tominaga, the former member, much to his own dismay, was not grandfathered into the group, put on quite I would say, an embarrassing dance performance, and he was one of the ones that helped choreograph the thing. Also, Don Fujii failed to gain entrance, as having to dance 180 times a year won't be good for the bad knee that he's been dealing with for the last, well, 50 of his 51 years on this planet. So it will be KZ, Susumi Yokosuka, and UT, along with their other member, Genki Horiguchi, who will be in the second match here tonight. They've also recorded a new entrance theme with all of the new members singing along, Party Anthem 2021. If you follow any of the members on social media, see that the prevailing opinion was KZ's rap was incredible. So please look forward to that in our semifinal here tonight. As now down in the ring, it is senior ring announcer Naoto Kikuchi and junior ring announcer Shoki Ono. You know, we often say the future is now here in Dragon Gate. Shoki Ono is, well, learning the family business, as he is going to be the one that takes over this opening segment when Mr. Kikuchi decides to step back. This is the part of the show where the card is run down for the fans, also news about any merchandise that's coming up, upcoming shows, ticket sales, and things like that. As we are getting ready for kickoff here tonight. Again, if you missed the Open the Twingate Championship #1 Contender Tournament, that is still up available on demand here on the DragonGate Network. There have been rave reviews for the tournament finals. It was Yoshida and Mochizuki against Benkei and Shuji Kondo. I'd say just by the names involved in this match that it was a hard-hitting affair. So go back and check that out if you missed it. Tonight's main event is also going to be interesting as Dragon Kid and Yamato find themselves to be on islands by themselves. The Torimon generation and the Dragon Gate generation have been disbanded as we are into a new chapter in Dragon Gate. The formation of Masquerade signaled the end of the three-way generation war. Yamato, former leader of the Dragon Gate generation. Dragon Kid, of course, one of the icons of the Torimon generation. They have teamed together in close to a decade, not since they were members of a stable called Junction 3 back in 2011, 2012. So it's been essentially 10 years since these two have been on the same side. Interesting to see if they can work together, stay on the same page. They had a singles match last month, actually, dubbed as a special singles match. Again, it was also the first time that they faced off one-on-one in close to a decade. That match was also ruined by RED. Kai and BB Hulk interfered, caused a no contest, and that was what led to this match being set up. No, but again, the numbers game, RED, I'm sure will have the full power behind them. We know at least Ishida, Kazuma, Diamante, Hip Hop, Kikuta, Eita, BB Hulk are here tonight. There's also Hyo, Daya, Inferno. One thing RED has right now, it's the numbers game over anybody. Yamato, Dragon Kid really don't have any backup. As in the ring right now, they're talking about our opening match. Last month we saw Bokutimo and Ultimo Dragon team up together for the first time, and what has been an interesting pairing to say the least. Ultimo not thought that once was maybe enough, but he got talked into at least making one trip around the horn with it. But tonight they are going to go at it for the first time. It'll be very difficult. Let's see if we can keep track of which one is which. So we are getting ready to take it down to the ring for the open festivities, so please hang tight. Thank you again so much for joining us here. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can take this opportunity now to head over to DragonGate.live and sign up, catch the entire show, catch the archives. Got 60 live shows a year, 25 of them with English commentary. I usually have Ho Ho Loon here as a partner, but he went home for a brief period of time. The schedule for the first big match of the year was just announced the other day. Dead or Alive 2021 in Aichi Prefectural Gym was just announced. That show was canceled last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So the entire roster looking forward to making up for what we couldn't present to the fans in Aichiken last year. That's coming up on May 5th. We'll be live with English commentary here right here on the DragonGate Network. So 2 nights in Kobe World Hall, July 31st and August 1st. So keep it locked in here. If you're watching it somewhere else, head over to DragonGate.live and check it out. Okay, we are now ready to take it down to the ring for Space Gate Dragonstorm in the opening festivities.
聖地後楽園ホールへ上陸。皆さん、本日はドラゴンゲートプロレスリングトゥルースゲート2021開幕戦後楽園ホール大会へようこそ。ドラゴンゲート新春シリーズ第2弾の開幕です。果たして本日どんなドラマが皆さんを待ち受けているのか、あなたのその目でとくとご覧あれ。それではドラゴンゲートプロレスリングトゥルースゲート2021開幕戦後楽園ホール大会始まりです。レディーゴー。
Okay, here we go. We are ready to kick things off at Truthgate 2021 in Korakuen Hall.
第1試合6人タッグマッチ15分一本勝負を行います。まずはチーム僕パンチ富永ボクティモドラゴン斉藤亮組の入場です。
Here comes the Team Boku team of Ryo Saito, Punch Tominaga, and Bokutimo Dragon. See if they get a separate. Team Boku, very popular, really all over the country. Unit that came together in late fall, early winter of last year. After, well, Bokutimo Dragon, you may remember him as Big R Shimizu if you haven't watched Dragon Gate in a long time. As he lost his entire identity in the cage match at Dangerous Gate 2020 back in September. He was picked up by Naruki Doi, Ryo Saito, formed a team with the hopes of Punch Tominaga joined along the way. This is a unit that is here to help people fulfill their potential and show people a good time. They are without Naruki Doi. Naruki Doi underwent successful elbow surgery a few weeks ago as Punch Tominaga. Hopefully he stays away from Keisuke Okuda tonight. He is going to greet the fans.
僕たちがチーム僕です。おいっす。 大丈夫いきなり。
大丈夫です。
盛り上がっていきま
Punch
しょう。
feeling it tonight. He's just down the road in
行き
Ikebukuro.
ましょう。
やっていきましょう2月。
さあ2回目の後楽園大会。
はいはい。
はい、本日
はい。
ボクティモドラゴン、
はい。
ウルティモドラゴンと初対決です。
おお、いよいよ2つの竜が
竜が
今見える時が来ましたが、
はい、
いやー、あと今日の後楽園ホールといったらね、まだまだ見どころたくさんありますよ。
そうですね。
いやーね、パンチ君が見事ね、公開オーディションで落選しましたね、ナチュラルバイブスが久々のダンス披露でございます。
本日
Saito
初
talking
です。
about
楽
Punch
しみ
and
です
his
ね。
failed
楽しみ
attempt to get back into
新メン
natural
バー UT
vibes.
ですか。迎えたダンスね、非常に楽しみでございます。
Had a good time dancing, but he just didn't have a good, he didn't do a good
見
job of
て
it.
あげましょうって。大丈夫？
大丈夫です。
いや、多分ね、パンチ君より UT の方がうまいから絶対これ間違いない。はい、僕が言う。
そうですね。
間
ま
違いない。
あ楽しんでください皆さんも。
さあ、いよいよですよ。
Punch
そう
is
ですね。
surprisingly
はい、いよいよ
surprisingly graceful, saying please look forward to natural vibes dancing
後
later.
楽園のお客さん分かってると思うんですけども、右手を上げたら大きい拍手、左手上げたらシーンで。
もうね、皆さんご存知です。もう大丈夫、
してますね。
大丈夫。
Again,
やってくれ
going
るから
over the entrance rules for Bokutimo Dragon. When he puts his right hand up, you can
ボクティモ
clap.
ドラゴン入場です。
Puts up his left hand. Ultimo Dragon is called the International Extreme Dragon. Bokutimo Dragon is everyone's Extreme Dragon.
変わりましてガンマドンフジウルティモドラゴン組の入場です。
We're going to again get separate entrances. It's first going to be the longtime veteran team of Don Fujii and Gamma. Don Fujii actually had a second chance at entering Natural Vibes. Back on Sunday, he filled in for Taketo Kame as UT's partner in the Open the Twin Gate #1 contender tournament, under the conditions that if they won, he would get into Natural Vibes. They made it to the second round, but unfortunately they were unsuccessful. Gamma looks to be in a great mood as always.
170センチ、88キロ、ガンマ175センチ、
Gamma's so angry he couldn't even make it to the top rope. And now we're going to mute for copyright reasons as the principal makes his entrance. I was kind of hoping Ultimo Dragon wouldn't wear blue here tonight, so it would be easy to distinguish the two. But unfortunately, I'm not so lucky. Let's see who's going to start things off. It's going to be, this is going to be Ryo Saito starting off against Gamma as we are finally underway here at Truthgate 2020. Referee for this match is Duke Sato. Gamma to celebrate his 27th year, or sorry, 26th year in pro wrestling. Debuted back in 1996 for Michinoku Pro. Ryo Saito debuted in 1998, obviously Torimon, Mexico. Gamma came to DragonGate in 2006 after being a multiple-time champion around the indie scene, particularly Osaka Pro Wrestling. So Ryo Saito in an extreme amount of pain from that, also Indian deathlock, but we are at a stalemate. No offense to the competitors in the ring, but I feel like what we're doing right now is just waiting for Bokutimo and Ultimo to tag in. This all just feels as Saito ended up on the wrong side of that. And now it's going to be Don Fujii and Punch to actually audition together back in Kobe Sambo Hall to join Natural Vibes. Punch has also failed in numerous attempts on Keisuke Okuda this year. Back on Sunday, challenged Okuda to a best 2 out of 3 falls match where he was, what? Don Fujii! Well, he was trained in Mexico. Former sumo, 50 years old, 1997 debut. Punch, 2011 debut. 35 years old, and a PT kick right to the face of Don Fujii. And now, finally, DragonGate fans, you are not seeing double. That is, I believe, Bokutimo Dragon in the darker blue. Ultimo Dragon in the shiny blue. There it is, shades of the Super J Cup 1994. Ultimo. That's the original. Somewhat imitated, but never replicated. That was the. Yeah, that's the right. When the right arm goes up, you clap, but the left arm. And I think that it's gonna get tags on both sides as the irresistible force met the immovable object, and they came to a full-on stalemate. So we are back to Punch and Don Fujii. Don Fujii, not wanting to get slapped in the chest that many times in an opening match. It's still only 6'15". Tandem elbow drops from the former team veteran members. Gamma was independent during the three-way generation war, as he was not a product of the DragonGate system or the Ultimo Dragon gym. He's just wants to annoy and spit on whoever they put in front of him. Axe Bomber makes short work of punch. He's still feeling the effects of being knocked out 7 times by Keisuke Okuda in the last month. We are already 5 minutes in. Now the veteran side has punch isolated in the red corner. The principal comes back in. A hard knee strike right to the midsection. Now, people forget that Ultimo Dragon got his name because he was purported to be the last student of Bruce Lee. So he knows how to strike. The drop to hold, and now here's that Mexican stretch time. This one's gonna be Indian Deathlock with a surfboard. It's a pinning predicament. He almost got him. Punch barely got the shoulders up. Fujii hood. Double knees right to the face. The exposed forehead of Punch Tominaga. Ryo Saito trying to rally punch. Saito calling for him to stand. It's not an easy thing to do when you're getting kicked in the face by an angry 50-year-old ex-sumo. A little Matrix action. Sends him into the corner, and there's a rocket punch off the second rope, and now it's a chance for Punch to make the tag. Can he get there? And in comes Bokutimo. Gamma in to cut him off. Double team, and Bokutimo style dragon screw. Fast exchange made. In comes Ryo Saito. Former Bicycle Brothers explode, and again in that bad knee of Don Fujii. Another drop toe hold, and it's not that cold here in Tokyo, so let's go for a bike ride. Cycling Yahoo. Fujii counters. Lariat. Choke slam. Fujii pinning predicament. Can he get him? And Bokutimo and Punch in to make the save for Team Boku. And now, double dragons explode. No fans, your stream did not skip and go back in time. That one was the real deal, and now the veteran trio looking to pick the carcass of Ryo Saito. Some hot kick, super kick from Gamma. Maybe Gamma special time, no, schoolboy! Another rocket punch, this time from the apron, connects with the midsection. And now it's Team Boku's turn. Sends Gamma for the ride into the corner. Once again, your stream has not gone back in time. Time for Boku combination. Sairyo rocket successfully launches, but Fujii needs to make the save. But Bokutimo maybe doesn't want to pause too long for effect. Ultimo letting it happen. Bokutimo style of magistral. Ultimo didn't exactly help his teammate. We wanted to see if his doppelganger could pull off the victory. And now, the real deal extending his hand. Not quite. Maybe the Double Dragon team has hit its expiration date. They did make it all the way down to Kyushu and back again as a team. Maybe that's going to count as going around the horn once. No, you wouldn't know by looking at him, but Team Boku and Bokutimo Dragon victorious here in our opening match at TruthGate 2021. If you're watching on YouTube, head over now to DragonGate.live, sign up at the DragonGate Network to watch the rest of this show. Got 3 more live shows this month. Champion Gate in Osaka next month. Korakuen Hall every month. Live English commentary and 25 shows or more a year. Sign up now at the DragonGate Network.